Are there any factors beyond just the numbers that people need to think about with Social Security?
Yes, excellent question. It has been out there for quite some time that there is growing concern about the overall viability of the Social Security plan itself. I take no satisfaction in saying this, but I can recall sitting in an undergraduate economics class literally 30 years ago and hearing this is back in 1995 for those who can do quick math or not. I remember sitting in the class and our professor warned us of the fact that projections that going back 30 years were that the Social Security program itself is underpinned by a trust that is used to collect contributions. When you're working, you're basically paying taxes along the way. Going back again a full 30 years, the projections were that around year 2033 or 34, that the trust itself was due to be depleted. Fast forward to 30 years, and nothing has been done to address that situation. And instead of being 40 years out, we're about 10 years out.
That's right.
So that is something we hear a lot from clients. Understandably, I think there's growing concern, I'd say at a high level, that most people are assuming that there's going to be nothing, there will be no benefits available. So for those who are steadily approaching age 62, it stands to reason that you should claim your benefit as soon as possible for fear of there not being any monies to be paid out as benefits in about 9 or so years.
Okay.
Which, if I may, I just want to correct that. That is a bit of a fallacy. There is, again, it's kind of a dual prong to the Social Security program. There is this trust account, right, that workers going back many years have paid into. However, there are current workers that are still paying into the system. So if nothing is done between now and 2034 and that trust account or fund were to be depleted, we still have a healthy number of workers contributing into the Social Security program. It stands as of now, the data I've seen is that if that were to be, that with current contributions, that they would be able to cover about 80% of current or future obligations.
Got it.
So another way to say that is that if nothing is done to address the underlying mechanics of the trust program itself, very likely many, if not all, participants starting in year 2034 will receive some form of reduced benefits.
Got it. So that's the scary part, right?
It's certainly an area of growing concern.
That's
yes.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
With regards to another factor, when people are looking to claim, talk about health, like health span and things like that, or things people, because it's not a one size fits all that everybody should do this one strategy.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
I feel like that's Brian's favorite thing is he just loves to say it depends. Or there's other factors.
Usually she gets me when I say it depends, but it's a reality.
I'm with Team Brian on this. I have to admit, it really is. I mean, unfortunately, with
Brian
a lot,
won,
Kelly on the scoreboard. Yes. I mean, when it comes to many aspects of personal finance, it really comes down to your personal circumstances. Again, as an advisor, what we never want to do is offer boilerplate guidance because, again, there's so many factors that go into each individual's life, not only now, but also looking towards the future. But to your question, yeah, I mean, ultimately, personal health, although, I mean, to a certain degree, we don't know with absolute certainty how long we're going to live, but we know as a society, due to advances in medicine largely, we are living longer. So you have to consider that when it comes to determining when it's appropriate to take your Social Security benefit. Again, coming back to, not to belabor the point, but if you claim your benefit earlier than perhaps is in your better interest, you're now locked into that lower payout rate. Indefinitely.
Yes.
And it's a one-time decision. You don't have unless the powers that be decide to change this as an option within the program. Once you make that declaration, you have to honor that, or the program will hold you to that for all of your remaining years. So you have to factor that in.
And did I get it right that you mentioned it could be a 30% difference in like the benefit over the span of time?
That's right. Exactly. So
okay, so it's a big chunk of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. So all things considered, again, coming back to the point, it's a personal decision. But if you're able to at least wait till your full retirement age, 60 to 67, by delaying from age 62, you will lock in at least a 30% higher lifetime benefit.
Okay. And I wanted to go back to something that you said before, because I think that was a good point, that Social Security, in your mind, it should be used as a supplement. Is there a percentage that you're trying to hit, or clients would try to hit, like as far as, their expenses? Is there like a boilerplate number you're looking for? Like what should be the percentage supplement?
That's a great question. Not to come back to Brian's approach here, I have to.
I know it's going to be, it depends.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it really does. It comes back to everything I've stated in terms of, things like do you have other sources of retirement cash flow or income, right? Simple math would be the less you do, the more dependent you will be on Social Security benefits. You also have to compare that against your current and projected expenses, your household expense situation. So ultimately, our job as wealth advisors, people align that. Ultimately, we never want our clients to outlive their savings and also kind of live their final years in destitution, which is why Social Security as a program was created in the first place. Again, realizing it was created during the throes
they just didn't expect that people were going to live 40 years in retirement or longer.
That's the reality.
Right.
That's right. That's why the initial benefit age, I think, was 65, and the average life expectancy back then was like late 50s.
That's right.
Now, fast forward to 100 years. It's a great thing we're living longer, but unfortunately, that's created a lot of strain on the program.